Asmongold is officially in the final stage of becoming a roach. That is disgusting. We're going to talk about another horrifying case that just took place. Mohsen Madawi, a Palestinian-born green card holder and a student at Columbia University deeply involved in the pro-Palestinian activism, who had previously been interviewed by 60 Minutes, as a matter of fact, has been arrested by HSI agents in Vermont in the middle of his appointment to become a U.S. citizen. Remember, this is a naturalization appointment. Madawi grew up in a Palestinian refugee camp in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, where his childhood was shaped by the Second Intifada. He experienced significant personal losses, including the death of his best friend during a confrontation with Israeli soldiers when he was 10 years old. He later studied computer engineering at Birzeit University in Palestine from 2008 to 2014, before enrolling at Columbia University in New York, where he pursued studies in philosophy at the School of General Studies. Here's what took place. Columbia student and Palestinian Mohsen Madawi, who is an American green card holder in the process of getting his naturalization, was just arrested in Colchester, Vermont. My expectation is that Bernie Sanders does something similar here, by the way. I think he should. He absolutely should. Mohsen Madawi arrived at the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services office in Colchester, Vermont on Monday, a Palestinian student at Columbia University. He hoped that after 10 years in the United States, he would pass the test to become a naturalized citizen. Instead, agents from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested him and began the process to deport him to the occupied West Bank. Madawi, a leader of the campus protest movement against Israel's war on Gaza, became yet another green card holder arrested and is facing removal. Mohsen Madawi was unlawfully detained today for no reason other than his Palestinian identity, Madawi's attorney Luna Druby said in a statement to The Intercept. He came to this country hoping to be free to speak about the atrocities he had witnessed, only to be punished for such speech. Madawi's lawyers filed a habeas corpus petition on Monday morning challenging the legality of his detention, alleging the government was violating his statutory and due process rights by punishing him for speech related to Palestine and Israel. The filing said it appears that Madawi was facing deportation under the obscure provision used in recent cases that gives Secretary of State Marco Rubio the right to unilaterally declare immigrants as threats to American foreign policy. He was a green card holder, and this was a naturalization process for him. And it was a honey trap for illegal detention. Even before his friend and fellow Columbia activist Mahmoud Khalil was arrested by immigration authorities, Madawi asked university administrators to help him find a safe place to live so he would not be taken by ICE agents, according to emails reviewed by The Intercept. The school did not in response, Madawi said. Did nothing in response. After ICE abducted Khalil last month, Madawi sheltered in place for more than 3 weeks for fear of being picked up himself. Instead of taking him off the street, however, immigration authorities scheduled a citizenship test at the Colchester USCIS office and took Madawi into custody when he arrived. They literally set him up to detain him. Now Madawi is facing an order to deport him to the occupied West Bank, where escalating attacks from both Israeli military and Jewish settlers have led to increased casualties among Palestinians. It's kind of a death sentence, Madawi said, because my people are being killed unjustly in an indiscriminate way.
I told you so. People actually thought this guy wasn't going to get deported. It's insane.
The is this? This changes everything now?
Obviously, yes. Of course he's going to get deported. Let me see if I can... I'll watch a video about this real quick. Can be deported. Here we go.
Look, this is a very, very stunning move that's going to have repercussions for sure for all of
That's the goal.
the other international students who have been targeted by the Trump administration.
That's what I want them to do. If somebody is an international student and they're coming to the country and agitating and causing political distrust, like... I don't think that we owe it to the rest of the world to be a, open platform for you to come here and cause political dissent. It's ridiculous.
Cause political dissent.
It's ridiculous. Like, if you want to come here and complain about our politics, get out, go back to your country. Yeah, any country would kick them out. Yeah, exactly. It's such a ridiculous premise that we need to have people that are not even citizens of this country. We're going to import them into this country and educate them so they can protest and complain in our country. Why do we have that? Why do we need this? Yeah, go complain in your own country. Exactly.
Free speech warrior, by the way.
The next big attack on people's liberties is going to be on social media, and it's going to be against free speech. I think that it's going to get a lot worse because they're going to try to codify different types of speech compelling regulations into law. German economics minister already calling for regulation of X. It's sad. Yep, that's right.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple.
He's right, by the way. He's completely right about this.
But I guess now, if you are declared as a non-citizen, as a green card holder with an American wife, anyone and everyone is declared non-citizens. The First Amendment is supposed to protect citizens and non-citizens on U.S. soil alike, whether they are documented or even undocumented, as a matter of fact. That's how it's worked. That's how it's always worked. That's how it's supposed to work. The notion that, like, oh, well, these guys are stirring up, so they should have their green cards revoked, is insane.
Their actions and demonstrations that they've been participating in under at campuses all across the country.
Too.
I'm just looking at my notes here because, as you mentioned, I'm just running out of court right now. But it's really, really important because Judge Jamie Comins has found that Mahmoud Khalil is removable under the Secretary of State Marco Rubio's assertion that his continued presence and his actions in the United States actually compromise foreign policy and political priorities. That's very stunning because that is actually the only thing that she ruled on today. She did not rule on the other allegations that were raised by DHS that he allegedly misrepresented information on his green card application.
None of that matters. It doesn't have to matter. Like, they can just deport him for whatever reason they want. That's what the rules say. No. I said this at the beginning.
No, that's not what the rules say. And then there's the second question, which is, even if that's what the rules said, is that appropriate? I don't think it is. The Trump administration is trying to write new rules right now, which Asmongold agrees with. Oh God, this commentary is so stupid. I don't think I'm going to watch this whole thing, man. I'll lose my goddamn mind. I don't want to watch this, okay?
Images released by the World Health Organization show the scale of the damage to Gaza's Al-Ahli hospital after yesterday's Israeli airstrike.
They struck the hospital at exactly 8 minutes past 2. There's nothing to target here, as you can see. There's an ICU unit behind me, and then there's the emergency triage area, and this is the only hospital we had in the area.
If you say this is up and unconscionable, and correctly say that this is a genocide, the American government can just disappear you and send you to a concentration camp in El Salvador, by the way. And people like Asmongold think this is appropriate. Monsters, dude. Actual monsters. If you are a legal permanent resident, if you got a green card, you're about to apply, you're about to get your citizenship the day, you're about to become a naturalized citizen, the American government can just come and kidnap you. Asmongold is officially in the final stage of becoming a roach. Disgusting. When I like that, it's just like that is so much worse than any kind of like, oh, dude, are not big enough in video games nonsense that he engages in. Okay? Disgusting.